104.5 The Team. Big game tonight for the Great Danes. UAlbany versus Stony Brook. I believe there are somewhere between 200 and 500 tickets left. They've been selling fast, so why not get the voice of the Great Danes in here to talk about how important tonight's game is against Stony Brook. Zach By joins us. How much do the Great Danes need to win this game tonight?
Well, I don't know how big the consequences would be if they lost it. They're already in second place. Moving forward, if they had lost this, if they lose this game tonight, they just can't lose another one. They have the a tiebreaker with the second and third place teams, or excuse me, the third and fourth place teams. So it's not the end of the world, but I think it would be a big momentum swing moving forward for Albany, because if they're going to cut down the nets again, they're going to have to get through Stony Brook at some point. So if you beat the Seawolves tonight, you get your 22nd win of the year. You're feeling pretty good about yourself moving into the playoffs, because after this game they have UMass Lowell and Hartford next, which probably won't really challenge Albany significantly if they show up and compete. But it's one of these things where if Albany wins tonight, they're solidified in second place, and they avoid Stony Brook until the championship game, and they host 2 playoff games. If they lose, you have to really take care of business in your final 2 games, which I think they will anyway. But here's the thing. Even if they lose, Jeff, that means Stony Brook has to beat Albany for a third time in about 2 weeks.
How's that worked out for them in recent history?
It really hasn't. So this is one of these things where, I think it's an important game. We make a lot of it. They have the longest winning streak in the country, Stony Brook does, coming into tonight. But if they lose, the sky isn't falling. Albany will be in the same position they have been these last 3 years.
I'm picking the Danes to win because they should have beaten Stony Brook in Stony Brook. Tell me you're on my side.
I think that I am. They were up with 40 seconds left, and if they box out after missed free throws down on Long Island, they do win that game. So I'm with you. I walked away from that game, and I remember we had a conversation the last time before we went down there. I walked away from that game saying, man, even though Stony Brook won, I said, man, I don't think these guys want to play Albany in the playoffs again. It's almost like they have, Will Brown in their nightmares. If you're Steve Peichel, you've had the player of the year now for 5 consecutive years, and you haven't been in the NCAA tournament. That's got the pressure is mounting and mounting through the years, and it all leads up to this season. He's got this NBA prospect, his player of the year, senior season. All these guys are ready to go. The longest winning streak in the country, undefeated conference record. If you're a betting man, you say, yeah, Stony Brook should take care of business, but man, that's a lot of pressure.
Not going to happen.
Zach By, voice of the Great Danes. He's going to haul ass down the road in just a couple of minutes and call this game. Stony Brook comes to town. Paint the scene for anybody who's sitting home and going, maybe I'll go grab one of those final tickets. What's it going to be like in this FQ tonight?
Well, you know what? You were there a season ago. You were on the floor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were on the floor with the kids.
How could you not? It was amazing. Holy hits the shot.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It's going to have that type of a vibe. It won't be a national TV game or anything like that, but it's like Hatfield and McCoy's. Anytime you put together Albany and Public Enemy #1 Stony Brook, it's going to have that vibe. The students will be out there in a big effect tonight. Expect those sections to be filled. Brady is not going to have a hard job of firing up the crowd tonight.
That's right. You got to run down there too.
I got to head over
there.
You
guys
going
to carpool? It's going to be great.
We could.
You guys should ride in a convertible. You're both like 6'12" or something. It's ridiculous.
OG 7 foot, but whatever.
All right. See, look at math boy over here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one tonight, though. I'm excited. It doesn't feel like work on a night like tonight. It doesn't feel like work. You're just happy you have a good seat for the game.
Zach, thing I'm worried about with the Danes moving forward is that we knew they had great guards, but they are now so guard-oriented. They're getting next to no production offensively from their big men. Does that worry you?
Not really. Just because in this league, outside of Jameel Warney, there really isn't a lot of post presence. If you figure, if you're a talented 6'9" scorer, you're probably not playing in the America East, and that's not a slight to the conference. So you see across basketball in general, but specifically in these mid-major conferences like the America East, it is so guard dominant. And even if you remember last year's championship game against Stony Brook, they had the player of the year, Jameel Warney, but he didn't really have a great impact in the second half. A lot of it is these ball-dominant guards, the Carson Purifoy that Stony Brook has, the Evan Singletary and Peter Hooley that Albany has. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they need to be a steady hand. I don't think that they need to collect 19 rebounds between the two of them. 5 of them need to be offensive. They need to come up with 15 total points. But outside of that, unless they go out and lay a goose egg and really get beat up on the glass, I think that's where they can get really hurt. I don't know if I am that worried about each guy like reaching double figures or anything like that.
I just look at the Seawolf itself, and I think it's goofy looking, and we should beat them based on mascots alone. Daniel's way more badass than he is.
Yeah, you'll hear that chant, "What's a Seawolf?" every now and then.
Zach Bye joined us. Thanks so much, man. You got a haul. You got to go down there and call the game. Brady, you got to go fire T-shirts into the crowd. I have to go. I feel useless.
Finally
all of a
feeling
sudden.
better though.
I feel useless all of a sudden though. Like you guys got all these cool jobs. I'm gonna do that. At best, I'll be in the student section holding up a Russell Crowe ad. Thanks for your time, Zach.
Appreciate it, man.